I heard a lot of people say they were looking forward to this, but hopefully I'm not disappointing anyone. I'm also very jet lagged, so if I yawn a couple of times, I'm still waking up at 1 in the morning. We just got back from a trip, so. This is the view from one of our hotels that we were staying in on the trip just recently in Assisi, which is very important to my life. Just, I'm a Catholic, first of all, and to go to Assisi and some of the different places and venues they have there is pretty remarkable. But we can go and start. These are the topics I'm going to talk about real quick, so we'll just get into it for due of time. Some fun pictures. So I was born in Mount Vernon, Illinois. So if anybody, a Midwestern person, no? All East Coasties, okay. So there's not much to do out there. It's all farming and country and what have you. I grew up dirt poor. I grew up where we lived in a trailer. My dad poured steel. My mom built transformers that goes on the poles. They worked very, very hard. That left me, my older brother, my younger sister, in charge pretty often, after school and things like that. And you grow up pretty fast when you got to kind of, fend for yourself. At 15, I got a phone call on my birthday. My birthday is April 22nd, by the way. And the phone rang and a gentleman said, "Hey, you Curtis Pucket?" And I said, "I am." He goes, "You want to work?" And I said, "Sure." He goes, "Be down at the grocery store, in an hour, and you can start working." I have never looked back. I worked full time, 40 hours when I was going to high school. I would go in at 4 in the morning, and I wouldn't get home till 11 at night. I fit high school in between. That gives you a really good work ethic that you can sustain that, for years and years and years. But I knew it wasn't going to pay long term, and I was probably going to burn out eventually. So I decided to do something else, and I think everyone knows what that is. But I had an interest in exploring, playing sports, and traveling, and also you can see even in the military with my dogs and stuff back then, I was always drawn to that for whatever reason, and I know that because my family and all of my ancestors and stuff also served. And in fact, I can't give it away because the last slide might be asking something. All right, let's go to the next slide. My pillars of support, first is God, but family, on the daily, right, is always keeping me straight and making sure I'm grounded. I'm married to a lovely woman, Monica Courtney, for 31 years. She's put up with me, put up with traveling. We've lived 14 years abroad. We've had 19 homes. 19 homes, if that's even possible, right? And she puts it together every time and makes sure that we're all good. I've got 4 great kids. Tabitha's our oldest, who now is a grown woman, got her own kids, and really doing well up in northern Chicago. I've got another daughter, Taylor. She lives in Nashville. She's more in the marketing and builds out social media for companies and things like that, and does really a great job. The third daughter, Madison, she's living in Urbana-Champaign back in Illinois. I couldn't pull them away from there. They just keep going back to where I'm from. And she's also an English teacher and teaching in that area. And then my son, Ryan, is stationed at Andrews Air Force Base over in Maryland and works on the flight line. I heard someone when I walked in said something about Air Force One. I don't know. I heard that earlier today when I walked in. I thought somebody said something about it. He works on Air Force One, doing the loading and stuff like that out on the flight line. So very proud of him. He'll probably be exiting the Air Force just to start his other career. Wants to get into school, go to University of Tennessee. Again, they're moving back on me, back to the Midwest. But and we got 4 great grandkids. Tabitha has 2 boys, and then Madison has 2 boys. Amazing, because we've been kind of girl dominated in the family, and so it's our time to get some boys. Well, I'm sure we'll have some more. So we can go to the next slide. Military career, 1989. I went to tech school, ended up in Germany right away. I had a great enlisted career. I missed that time. you know what it's all about. It's community. It's like what you guys have in here. And you become, you flip to the other side and become an officer. Then you're going to make sure the group's managing themselves and that you're leading them and doing things. And I really was fond of that enlisted time, and almost all this, the pictures and stuff, it represents that time. I went through ROTC at University of Texas, San Antonio. So I also found my lovely wife in San Antonio as well. So I actually separated from the military, which is very unusual. To get into ROTC, to get back into the Air Force, if you can imagine. So as a young person, here comes the work ethic again that I'm very proud of, is that I had to go to school full time in the day. I worked through the night at a hospital doing all their billing for them and running scripts, and then show back up for school. Did that, I can talk over it. I did that for about a year and a half. Without taking a day off from work, and so I only had a couple of hours on the weekend from school when there was other ROTC stuff to do. So we made it through that, and just a few numbers and notes. I had 7 years deployed or TDY away from the family. So 25 years of my career, I wasn't with them at all, right? So I missed a heck of a load of birthdays and anniversaries. My wife still reminds me about, I got a few makeup anniversaries coming for her, and the kids, sometimes like asking for, hey, I didn't get a gift back, then from you. And, they use it on me quite a bit. I was a satellite communications engineer when I first started out. I still, my mind can still walk through all those systems, for the engineers in the room, like that never will leave me for whatever reason. A couple of just fun pictures coming out of the Middle East there in the back of a C-130. And I deployed a lot. You can see the laundry list of different things I went through, and I loved every minute of it, to be honest with you. Wouldn't trade it for anything. Let me go to the next one. Wow, I had a choice in my career. I was enlisted and then become an officer. I wasn't going to be a general unless I was really old, and then I would miss an opportunity to get out here and see what everybody else is doing. And so I decided that after 25 years, it was enough. I wanted to use my skills, my connections inside of the IT business, and I came out, started working for a company. A small company, never heard of in my life. It's not the GDITs and the Lidoses. It was a small company called NetCentrics. And it just happened to be that they own the IT inside of the Pentagon. So the next thing you know, I'm in the Pentagon every day, right? And I'm running the IT, and they collapsed all the IT in the Pentagon into one service provider. I just happened to be at the right place at the right time and really become in charge of all of the IT, which was an amazing thing to do as a contractor, and it really set up my rest of my career so far. I went and I worked for an AI company for a while, product company, was a system integrator that turned into one, and then I went to work for GDIT and become one of their VP general managers over the defense agencies. And I really loved that job. I really, respect that company. And then did some other stuff. I worked for a company called Red River. I created a company for them, stood it up from the ground and built it into a system integrator that they wanted to turn into. And then now I'm at a small company, really driving some innovation, very high engineering firm. And we're doing a lot of work for DISA in the Pentagon today. And some of the things I've supported directly, Secretary of Defense a few years ago. And today I'm building out a secure cloud environment for the SAP community. SAP community are these people that are doing work behind the scenes that you never really hear about, right?
It's a special access program.
Yeah. So, these are the folks that are highly classified, like, when they were building stealth, you didn't know they were building stealth until they told you that they were building stealth, but they had been building for a long time. So I'm building out an environment because today they're not connected. So everybody in here was doing their own little project, but nobody knew that, these two should be talking. And so we're building an environment where you can collaborate in. Imagine that. Because we're a little bit behind China and some other places, and we're really getting out in front of that now with these secure environments. Okay. Hobbies. This is where, I'm almost at that point. I'm not, I'm not retired. I'm only retired from the military. Probably got 4, 5, 6 years. I'll probably be working before I go consulting and all these other things that may want to do. But this is what really, lights a fire in me. I am a traveler and explorer, just like on slide 1, right? I haven't lost that. I'm going all the time to see new things. I'm a Psalm. I was bored in 2017, and I was like, well, let me try that thing, Went down, 680 people showed up over at the casino in Maryland or whatever, big ballroom, blah, 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 people coming in from Singapore and Australia and whatever. And I was like, what I got myself into, right? There was 80 people that passed, and I was one of them. And I was like shocked. I couldn't imagine, after 3 days I was going to come out of there. There was people crying and heading to the airplanes. And I'm like, okay, how did I do that? It was because I lived overseas for 14 years and I enjoyed wine and I understood the language and the verbiage. And it gave me a huge advantage. I had no idea that I had some secret sauce in my pocket just from my experiences. And so I'm doing that. I love going to vineyards, learning more, but I put on wine tasting shows. So we host them at the house, and I sometimes, the Italian store down in the Arlington area and other places. And I'll get up, vineyards come in and they actually hire me to go and talk because sometimes the English Italian thing is a struggle for them. So I'm on the standby on the side to explain what they can't convey with the language, and then I'll talk to people and help them to understand the vineyard itself and why this matters or why you should like it or something like that. I play golf and tennis. I see some of these golfers on the daily, but with the hip and stuff, I've had to pull back and wait for the surgery and get all that done. But I'm still playing tennis, and I'll do that up until the 16th at midnight probably until I go into surgery. I played tennis back in junior college days and then haven't played forever. And I just picked it back up the other day, and I'm loving it. I coached basketball. I played basketball in the military. I didn't play in high school or anything like that, but I played at a pretty high level in the Air Force. Traveled with the team, and then one day they asked me if I would coach the U.S. Armed Forces basketball team. I said, why not? And I did it, and we traveled and got to go to other countries and played their Olympic teams. And then we also played their national teams. And the fun part as a coach, right? I didn't get out there and get beat up. I got to sit with dignitaries and stuff that, of Middle Eastern countries they want to talk basketball, Michael Jordan and this and that. And it just fell into it, right? And had a great time, and we did really well. But for me, it's a huge passion. And downhill skiing, I put the Alps on there because it's where I go. I went once to Breckenridge, and there was not enough snow to with humans that weren't on it, right? And in the Alps, you can just get lost sometimes. So I'll spend the extra dollars. In the end, it's cheaper to go to the Alps than it is to go to the Rockies or anywhere else. It's a plane ticket, and everything else becomes really cheap. And I can get there and back under $2,000 and have the best time of my life for a week-long skiing trip. So that's future interest. It's really about a service organization. I've been wanting to be a part of the Rotary for a long time. It's a big deal overseas. They take that stuff serious. That's what they do over there when they say it's serious. I got a chance here. I was invited. I'm really honored to be part of this and help where I can. I've not engaged completely yet, just because I'm new and I'm learning and all that. But if you need something, or you need a strong back. I will be stronger in a few weeks. Reach out. I'm glad to jump in and help anybody do anything and raise money or what have you. I am starting a business in the wine industry because I've been doing it, but I've not really formalized it, right? And a lot of people are like, dude, you got to do this, right? And so I'm going to get into it kind of the way I told you, wine tastings and helping people do things. But I'm going to continue to travel and really spend more time with the family. I owe them, I guess, 7 years, according to them, and I got to spend more time. So I fly often to Tennessee and Illinois to really spend the time with the family and the grandkids. We're on video every day with them, but being in person is really, really where it's at. Okay, so 4 truths and a lie. Normally it's 3 truths, but I thought, I could put one more in there. And so have a read, and then I'll ask, who thinks number 1 or the first one is a lie, who thinks, and we'll go through it because I'll be interested in what people think about this one. So the first one is, my direct paternal ancestors came to America in 1646. Next one is, jump out of an airplane and the main chute didn't deploy. Next one is, killed a man in self-defense. Next one is, shot 79 on St. Andrew's Old Course. And then helped knock down the Berlin Wall in 1989. So, who thinks number 1 is a lie? No. Okay, it's true. Jumped out of an airplane and the main chute didn't deploy.
That's got to be true. Because you have a backup.
How about killed a man in self-defense? Could happen.
You were in the middle of the Desert Storm, right?
Okay. Yeah, I was, pretty much all of them. Shot 79 at St. Andrews. That is the truth, baby. And if you ever want that story, the head of my driver flew off, teeing off on number 10. I had the best caddy. He come running over to me. You're playing great. Just stay calm. Don't worry about it. Like, we got this, right? Like, he was like excited, right? And
I think I'd go with the last one.
and help knock down the Berlin Wall. Anybody?
I'd go with that as the lie.
That is also the truth.
Oh,
So the one,
kill a man?
no, I didn't jump out of an airplane.
Oh.
Why would I do that? I'm in the Air Force, huh? We fly airplanes. We don't jump out. We let the Army do it. So yeah, killed a man on, that everybody's gonna like, well, did he kill a guy or what happened? We were driving through eastern Turkey on the way into Iraq. We were in a pickup truck. Me, another Air Force guy, and an Army guy. Army guy had the weapon, no bullets. Right? They didn't trust us. I was only a senior airman back then. So we're going along because we have to find our way to this new place where we're going to rendezvous with, a Red Horse team that's going to put down, a little encampment to stage, back out of Iraq. We're going along this cliff on this dirt rock road, whatever you want to call it, interstate probably over there. And this guy sees us coming, picks up a huge boulder. He's going to throw it right through our windshield. And I told the Army guy, hey, draw down on him. He goes, I don't have any bullets. I go, I know, draw down on him. So he leaned out the window, drew down on him. The guy sees the weapon. He's like he's gonna like get rid of it, trips, falls off the cliff. We stopped, mangled body. Like it was really deep. Yeah, well, I'm the one that said draw down on him too. Right, but you probably got what's coming, So that's it, unless there's questions, and I don't know, I'm over time.
So, to put you on the spot, I think that wine class that you have in your home, that you have people in there, would be a great auction item for our dog.
You would.
We have a silent auction. If you have
Okay.
interest, or it could be live. If you have the interest, talk to Mom. Yeah.
Okay.
That's the first thing I
That would be
thought.
super.
Okay, good.
I've done that
It's
before.
priceless.
Out of Clifton, there's a wine shop, and she does in-home wine tastings, and they're wonderful. They're really good.
Yeah. I mean, that's all in.
I know a company looking for a sommelier.
I'm sure
Good
Yeah, no, I mean,
Isn't everyone?
I am a full-time, IT guy. I play Psalm
You do
on the weekends and
One
nights.
quick one. How many sommeliers are there in the United States?
Well, I think you're talking about masters,
Masters.
No, I'm not talking about
Some of these. There's quite a
There's a
few.
lot of
There are quite a few.
There's quite a few.
And then how many masters?
146.
Yeah.
Yeah, 146. So Fred Dame, he's no longer in the courts of master sommeliers. This was, back in 4 or 5 years ago when things unraveled for a lot of people. But anyway, he's a good guy, and I got to meet him on a couple of occasions locally. When they come out with there's the movies called The Somme,
Yeah.
and so I got to meet all those sommeliers and also Fred Dame, who's in it, and all that stuff. So it's really cool. Another lucky deal, just
There is
hanging out at a vineyard.
a master som in the area. He used to work at RDV.
Yeah,
RDV, and I think he's Need Wine now.
that's right. And he owns a shop. So Jared Slip, he owns a shop over in Middleburg, but also here in town, right behind the pub area.
Need sommelier.
Yeah, need wine. Yeah.
And if you've never been to Need Wine, it's amazing.
Yeah.
And the wine is really good.
Yeah.
So, Curtis, in my background, my Air Force career was 20 years before him, but it's almost identical. Enlisted, engineer, and everything. So that back then, and we moved 19 times. But the only difference is I didn't deploy. I never deployed because there wasn't really any conflict. I retired in 94. So just after you came in.
Yeah.
So thanks, Curtis.
Okay.
Really appreciate it.
Yes.
I wanted to give everybody a heads up that next week, who's our guest speaker, Clint? Next week.
Aaron Rayner,
From?
the Purcellville Town Council.
No. Clint, get the last time.
Sumli,
On volunteer activities.
she is a master at volunteering in Leesburg,
Excellent.
and she's going to give us tips on how to volunteer and not spend a lot of time, etc.